Hello everyone, Marcy here. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be working on Roxy's weekly challenges number 6 and 7. These are the challenges for 2023. What they are is we're going to make a little document holder, kind of like a portfolio pouch that you can put little papers in and things and send along as happy mail or whatever. Now I got to be honest, when I first saw week 6, I wasn't that excited about it. I thought, well, that's not really something I need or want. I don't have a lot of old documents, and Rachel has access to lots of old Italian books. She makes her own digitals, so she's got all of these papers, and I don't have any of that stuff. So I thought, well, I did say I was just going to wait and see what else she had coming down the pike. Week 7 turned out to be a variation on what she did on week 6. So weeks 6 and 7 really are kind of the same thing, just slightly different. And I thought, well, I don't really think that that's something I need to make on camera. So then I decided to go out and look at what some other folks were doing and see their take on her project, and that struck me with an idea. I have several journals in the shop, and when I sell a journal, I try to include some freebies to go along with them, and I've never had a really nice way to present the little extras that I send along. So I thought, after watching a couple people, instead of using digitals or printables, one gal, she used pages out of a cross-stitch book, and because they're decorated on both sides, it worked perfectly. And then I'm trying to remember what the other lady used. I don't remember, but it gave me the idea that I could just use book pages, and then I have a lot of extra pages and things just stashed away to make random journals out of. And I thought, well, what if I just took those pages and instead of having like documents, antique documents, just had some really nice looking pages, fold them up into this portfolio pouch, and then that could be my freebie to give away with the journals. So that is what we're going to do today. This will be my spin on it. So go ahead and get yourselves ready to go. Whatever it is you're needing, whether you're going to craft or just sit and watch. And then right after the intro, we'll come back and get started. I am going to link Rachel's challenge down below. I'm going to link number 6 so you can see how she did it. Number 7, like I said, is just a variation, but she did use double-sided pages that she had printed off with her digital images on them. So to get that two-sided look, I thought maybe gardening books or something like that would be really nice. So I went digging, and here's one. So it's going to look pretty on the inside and the outside. And I just thought, I don't want to make very many. I have, I think, 3 in the shop right now that I need to make little packets for, but I don't need to make a ton. Ooh, that's really pretty, isn't it? Can you see that? Oh my word, that is gorgeous. But these that are really pretty on both sides are perfect, I think. And she tore hers down into like an 8.5 by 11 size. So that's why I picked this book, because I thought these pages are already an 8.5 by 11 size. Well, there's that. I thought maybe I'd make 3 or 4 of the big ones and then a couple of the smaller ones. This one, I think I had a couple pages in here that would work. Like this one. Isn't that pretty? That'd be really pretty in a fall journal. I might have to hang on to that one. I don't know. There's a pretty one. There's a pretty one. So her whole point, I'm going to save this one for a fall journal. Her whole point in having double-sided paper was that when you fold up the little portfolio pouch, you have something pretty to look at on both sides. Now this is a page, 2 pages, double page spread from a Martha Stewart book. And on week 7, all she did was take these full-sized ones and just tear them down in half so that it made a narrower pouch. So I thought perhaps I could just do that with these pages. Her gardens, this is Martha Stewart, her gardens just look so beautiful all the time. My thought was to tear them this way so that I do a couple of long skinny ones. Then the picture's going sideways. But when I fold it up, yeah, I think I'm going to go with my original thought. So I'm going to tear these together. Oops, get that straight. So I'm going to do about 4 of the bigger size pouches and a couple of these narrower, skinnier pouches. So I think this will be a good way to use up all these extra pages rattling around in my stash and to give somebody something nice with their journal so that they can play around. And then she spent a lot of time going through and sorting her papers, which I don't know if I need to do that or not. She spent a lot of time ripping. So what you do, actually I don't really need to do this quite yet, but you fold down the top like that, and then you fold up the bottom. On these narrower ones, this works better. I did go and watch Gail Augustinelli's version of Rachel's challenge, and I did like how she assembled her document holders better. So you can always go check out Gail's channel, but it's Roxy's Challenge weeks 6 for 2023. So these aren't quite as narrow as the ones that Rachel had. I think I'm gonna tear that down a bit. And this one I want to leave the roses, so I'm gonna tear off some cabbage. There we go. I'm gonna shred that. Not shred, recycle. Okay, so those are a little bit narrower, and then we're gonna go through and do the same to these. So let me just make sure, I'm pretty sure this is like an 8.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, 8.5 by 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, good enough. By the time I fold it down, it'll be okay. So she just folded them over about 1.5 inches or 2. What Rachel did, now we're going to tuck some pages up in here, secure it, and then the way Rachel folded it was she did it about 2/3 of the way and folded this over. The way Gail did it was she secured her stuff up there and then folded it so that it stayed under the flap. I have a little bit of a different idea for how to do these to tie them shut. So that's the way I'm going to do it, and we're going to hope to high heaven it works out. So let me lay all these out. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll set these aside for now, although I really did want that one. And then we're just going to start assembling some pretty papers to stick inside these. So once this is all folded up, it's going to have pretty papers and little bits of things that you can use in your own journal. So that's why I thought these would be nice to send as a thank you gift, because it nicely packages the things that I want to include. Up till now, I've been using a baggie, which is not very pretty. Practical, it keeps everything nice and dry, but it's not very pretty. Okay, that picture's gonna be upside down. Which now I can't fix that problem. How would I have done it? Oh, I would have had to do it like this. Okay. I don't like that fold in there. Okay, so let's think about this. Isn't that just beautiful? I want to make sure I'm in camera. My camera's up a little high, but I want to make sure I'm in frame. So this would fold up that way. Or would it fold up this? It would fold up this way. Got to really do some thinking on this one. So I'm going to fold them the way Gail did, I think. I don't know what I'm doing. Let's start by doing that. Make sure that's straight. Okay, I guess we're not going to call this tutorial. We're going to call this a haphazard crafting session. It's just following the challenge, that's all. because I want to make, yeah, we're gonna fold them in thirds. Okay, I just need to make sure that I am folding these the right way. This one probably doesn't matter so much because the rose is somewhat non-directional. Okay, this one, we want to fold it that way. Okay. I guess that's one thing to consider if you have a directional pattern on your paper or not. Which way do you want to fold it? Do you care if it's upside down or not? You might not care. On these, I think it's pretty obvious when they're upside down. So that's why I'm trying to be careful. 1, 2, 3, 4. By the time, if I do a triple fold on that one, you can still see the flowers. It's definitely upside down. It's just going to be upside down. Okay, so I have little stacks of things. I've got children's book pages. I've got little tiny things like receipts and random small things. And then I have cookbook pages. I have pages that are kind of like index looking. This came out of my mother-in-law's business school book when she was learning 10 key. And then see, like this is just a page of, you know, it looks like an index. It looks like a dictionary. Nutritive value of foods. I think that one was like a vocabulary, the roots of words kind of thing. Anyway, so it gives it a certain look. Then I have some that are just plain, like brown paper that's interesting. The painter's paper. This is like a tissue paper, but it's got a pattern drawn on it, and then just some plain white paper, depending. And this, the McDonald's. Piece from a McDonald's bag. And then I have a bunch of colored paper, wrapping papers, and wallpaper that I trimmed down, and then a bunch of like notebook paper, notepads. There's some stationery in there. So I just tried to get a mix of interesting papers, and then I have music as well. So now we just want to layer them up and put like 5 or 6 different pieces of paper in there, and then the idea is that the person can unwrap it and unfold it, and then use the pages in their journals. So I had those I definitely wanted to use. And that one, and this one. And these are cool. So let's start with those. I have some really big ones that are children's storybook. So I'm wondering if maybe these could also be background pages. Be the outside page, you know. So some of these I had folded in half already to use in journals, and then changed my mind and different things. So this way we can tear them down. They can still get used. And then this is a page from Monet. This one was a book about hands, but I like this image here. And then these came out of an art book. I think they'll fit like that. These are ceilings in chapels. Okay, so my 2 little ones, these are the ones that are going to be the challenge, so I might just hang on for a second on them. And then, let's see. So you just kind of go through, find your papers, and start layering them up. That one back. And then I have recipe book pages. Now these little cards might be too heavy to fold up, so It probably won't work, but that one will work. These will work. These are probably too big. This one would work. And this one will work. Okay. There's like a table of things. One of these had a picture. Pot roast. Let's see. Let's put him over here. This one doesn't have very many pages yet. Let's put that with that. And then these are just basic cookbook pages. Actually, everybody has one, so okay. Let's set those back over here. And then go for something indexy. So basically, this is just going to take the place of documents in these little holders. This one I want to rip in half. It's already gotten ripped, so there's a lot of black and white, not much color at the moment. But you go with what you got, you know. Let's turn that over so you can see that plant. And maybe I'm gonna move. Well, that's still a lot of black and white, isn't it? I think I'm gonna take this one out. And I can use this one. Okay, moving right along. Let's go over to some of these that are pretty. There's this mushroom. There's this little guy. Weekly goals. I have no idea where that came from. That's interesting. Actually, I kind of like, because this is so bright and colorful with the background colors there, I'm probably gonna trade that out. And then, I thought I had another one. Guess not. All kinds of pages here. I have stationery in there too. Okay, I'll use this one over here. And then I wanted to get some of this wrapping paper in here. Or wallpaper, not wrapping. Oh, you know what I did forget? Is that she had little clippies. I need to grab some clippies. So it just kind of helped everything stay together while she was shuffling papers. Especially now that I'm adding this wallpaper, it's all curvy. So at the moment, I'm just throwing things in piles and then we'll arrange the pile. Let's see. Okay. There's that, and then I wanted some music. I remember watching the people doing this, and I'm thinking, boy, that's a lot of stuff, but I suppose it's not. There's one there. There's one there. There's one there. I have some little pages because of making those littler ones. Let's see. You can't see what I'm thumbing through over here. Thumbing through to see which one looks pretty. Because if you're not a musician, it's all about the notes. How many notes on a page? Here's one. That'll do. There's that. And then I have all these little pieces. So I think like this receipt. These are actual receipts from stuff I've purchased. This is a quote from Tolkien, Gandalf. Here's another one. Let's throw that over there. I have all kinds of stuff. This is like sewing pattern page thing. There's that. Just all kinds of random pieces in there. So there's that. And then I did want, yeah, I'm getting a lot of sheets in there, but I did want some of these vintage children's books in there. Children's book pages. Looks like they're all having fun. Let's see, these little girls are cute. Let's do them. Okay, so now we're just gonna organize these. See what order we want them in. Now, I don't remember which person did it, but they pointed all the pretty stuff towards the bottom so that it could be seen. And then it just made it look pretty, I suppose, if I did it that way. Just put like maybe the music, the receipt, this. And meanwhile, the clock is ticking. So it's not really a hard project, but it is a nice little way to send some happy mail or what have you. And of course, you're supposed to make it look all artistic as you arrange it. So let's see if it looks artistic enough. Okay, this one needs to be somewhere where it will be seen. Let's try that. Then you want to make sure all your pieces are pushed up firmly into the crease here, because we're going to punch a hole in it. And so also you want to consider where you're going to punch your holes. Now Rachel did two holes, one here and one here, and then she put brads through. In the second video, she just punched one hole and showed you variations on how to tie everything together. So I decided I would do one hole and wrap twine around it so that it tied everything together. That's my plan. That's my evil plan. Let's see, oh. Different looking at these all upside down. You're supposed to get that lovely layering effect, but I have not achieved it. Let's see, let's put you this way. Okay, how's that look? How does that look? Okay, there's that one. Getting hot, gotta roll up my sleeves. And then this one, I think we want Freddie down there. Like that. I have no idea how many pieces are in here. Probably more than I really should have. Let's put that. Where's it going to show? Nowhere. I'm wanting that green stripe to show, but it doesn't really show very well. Oh, and I want this to show. Good enough is good enough. That's what the fly lady says, and I'm going with it. Okay, last one of these. Oops, I covered up my timer. Just throwing papers left and right. Okay, there's these two little cutie patooties. And I'm going to turn him upside down so you can read the Keep Smiling. It's the curve of this wallpaper is making it tricky here. I'm going to put this in the back. So what are y'all up to today? Has anybody got spring fever yet? Oops, I wrinkled that. Do you have any plans for anything at some point? I'm not sure when this one airs, but is it spring break yet? I think it's a little early yet for spring break, but okay, there's those two. Let's try to arrange these two guys. So we're gonna want narrower pieces. And I think I'd like to tear up. Oops. Everything I do, I can just tear in half. And it'll equal one. So I had that. I had this really cool wrapping paper. And I wanted some painter's paper. That'll do. So these guys are kind of in the way now. I really hope that wallpaper doesn't mess up the folding of these things. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get mother-in-law's handwriting there. And then I have some smaller book pages. Now these came out of a little book of nursery rhymes, but they had been water damaged. So they're too wide. I can tear them down a little bit on the sides, but I don't want them to be, you know, I want to take some pages that look decent out of here. There we go. That'll do. And there's our receipt. And something interesting. How about, I have some things in here I copy dyed too. Let's do, that one's got the artichokes on that side. Cinnamon apple salad. Okay, so let's see how many that gives me. I'm going to tear these two down just a bit. Oh, there's no music. That's... Oops. There we go. Hopefully I didn't destroy the nursery rhyme too much. Okay, good. I like that this says Mother Goose right there. Okay. Lots of columns. Columns and numbers are really good. This looks like it's perforated. Oh, it is. Huh. Never noticed that before. I'm guessing you did your numbers and handed it in, maybe? So we're gonna, looks like she got 74%. I'm gonna just tear this down a bit. And then I thought this would be nice to, oh, I've already got it folded in half, so I'll just tear it in half this way. I was gonna go the other way, but that's all right. Same with this. Am I in frame? I have no idea. I'm sorry if I'm not. Well, this one was folded in half, so I'm gonna rip it in half and rip it in half again. Should I? Good. No, gonna leave it long. And then this one. Really pretty. So yeah, I figured this is a really good way to, really good opportunity to just use up so many random pieces in my stash. Now a lot of these pages were extras from when I did my packs for a basic junk journal pack. which right at the moment, I've let the listing expire, but if you think you're interested, based on what you're seeing here, kindly message me down below and I will, leave a comment down below and I will reinstate the listing for you. Because it's nice, when you're first starting, maybe you can't get out, or maybe you don't have access to thrift stores, or maybe you just don't have very good thrift stores at all. And so it's nice when you're first starting out to have a way to get a variety of book pages without having to go buy a lot of books, They're going to get assembled basically the same. That there, that there, Mother Goose, let's do it that way, that, receipt, and a recipe with artichokes. I think I'll put that underneath maybe. Okay, so now comes the fun part. Oops, I didn't want them all to go to the same edge. Actually, that would look good right there. You want them staggered a little bit so you can see all the pieces that are in there. So it's intriguing. Oh yeah, I kind of like this smaller one almost better. It's a lot less fiddly, but I really think it's because of that wallpaper that's curling up. I like that purple being between those two. Here's the receipt. There we go. So yeah, just little packs, like, they're like the little scrappy booklets, but with different kinds of book pages instead of different kinds of papers. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is just take our trusty dusty hole punch. We're gonna punch roughly in the middle. That's it. And then we're gonna just fold this up so that everything is tucked nicely up under there. I guess I should put my twine through the hole first. I did bring over hole reinforcers, but I think that would actually detract from the look. So I have this yarn. I have a couple of big balls of this yarn that I found at a thrift store. I thought it'd be kind of nice to tie a slip knot and then make it so that it, oh, this has a knot in it, so that it wraps around the whole theme. This is my thought. We're going with it. We're gonna hope it works. I guess I had this wrapped around a package or something and then I took it off. That's why there are whole knots in it. Okay, so let's see if Marcy's idea works. So slip knot. That way, whoever gets this can just undo the knot and then use the papers, and then you can always use this back page too. That's cute. I like the torn look of this thing. The sleeves are getting in the way. Okay, so then I can wrap this one this way a couple times and this one this way and tie it. Well, maybe I'll tie it. My fingers don't want to cooperate. Tie it like that. So you can use twine. I have some twine over here, but I really like this yarn. It just has such a nice, you know, variation of color. There's that one. Let's see, will this one wrap around the big one? It won't, so we'll save it for that. Scoot these out. So again, Rachel just, well, she kept the clippy on while she was punching holes, first of all. Probably should do that. So I'll do this one with 2 holes. Will I do it with 2 holes? Sure. There we go. And then you can use brads. Some people used eyelets, so you would punch a smaller hole in whatever fit your eyelet and did that, but then you can't get the pages out. So I wasn't really keen on that idea. This I have, oops, I'm dropping things. I have this pink twine. I think it was wrapped around something, but now I can't remember. I think so. Let's see if I fold. Yeah, this will be the side that's up. So you can tie a bow. If you are more nimble fingered than I. Oh, I didn't put any music in those little ones. Oopsie. I'll have to add some music to that one really fast. I love this color of this twine though. It's very cool. There's that. So now they're all in there. And we're just gonna fold it up. I'm gonna do this one the Gale way. And then she just tucked it up under there. So this makes like a little lip that holds it all together. You can also secure it with a paper clip. I do like the idea of wrapping twine around it. So there's a bigger one. And let's go with one hole on this one. I think this is long enough to... The other way, besides doing the slip knot, you could, see if I can get that through there. Instead of doing it like that, let's see, how did she do this? Which I think also might work really well. How did she do that? Is that how she did it? I don't know, I just watched her do it and I was like, oh, that's slick. Okay, yeah, so just put your yarn all the way through, tie a knot towards the top, but not tight, leave some space. And the reason I like this is because, again, you can see, like, leave a little space. In fact, they could hang it up in their craft room that way. But then when you fold this all up again, that allows you to wrap the twine around. And you're coming out kind of scrunchy looking. Oh well, there's no right or wrong way to make a document folder. Actually, I have quite a few of these book pages that I have folded around already to sew into pockets or little pouches, but since they're not sewn, I could use them for this kind of a project as well. They're gardening book pages and stuff. There's that one. Okay, that one's not so pretty. Let's cut a little bit off there. So there's that one. 1, 2, 3. Let's give you some music, little buddy. I'm gonna give it this little sheet that's torn already. Has character. Oops. There, that'll add some color in here too. And I think I want that green in between so you can see it. There we go, that's better. Now, is everybody flush on this end? Please say yes. There we go, much better. So I rather like the simplicity of one hole and wrapping this all the way around. I'm gonna clip that for a second while I get this. And I think I prefer the slip knot over the tied up knot. The one that I tied at the top, I think I like having it as a slip knot instead. This has a knot in it. in the wrong place. So now's the good time to remind you to give me a thumbs up. I hope you're getting value from this content. I hope you're enjoying yourself. I hope that you try this project and, you know, maybe consider making a few of these for yourself. Definitely go check out Rachel's video, and then you can hop on over to Gail Augustinelli's channel and watch her take on it, because I think I like Gail's the best. No offense to Rachel. I was very happy though to figure out that this could be a potential way to give freebies and goodies with my journals and have it look attractive. So that was kind of a nice thing. And I can make them into Happy Mail too, but using what I have. I don't have to go out and buy digitals or find antique books. I think the name of the one person that I watched that had the book with the cross stitch patterns, I think her channel name was Studio Lou. Not sure. Sounds right. Let's see, which way did I just go? Oops, was that right? Hold on. Now I confused myself. Which way did I go? Okay. You're going to go back and around. You're going to go front and around. There we go. But they do look a little bit like the old document holders. You know, you could do this with all kinds of like fancy paper. Doctor up your paper or Mod Podge or collage or something so that it looks like antique leather. That would be really cool. And actually make it look like an old pouch. Because I mean, this is how they did their documents in the old days. Okay, just a couple more here. Okay. I think I'm getting the hang of it, folks. I have quite a lot of quite a lot in these stacks, obviously. I don't know what I thought I was doing. Making document holders for an army, I guess. How would you guys improve on this idea? If you were gonna do it, how would you change it up or make it your own, or do you see a more expedient way to do it? You know, it's always interesting to see what everybody comes up with. Okay, let's use some brown twine while we're at it. I'm just guessing on the length, I have no idea, but we had bought twine for my older daughter's wedding way back. A lot of twine, who knows why, and actually there was a lot of twine everywhere, so it worked out. We were trying to do that photo clothesline thing, and we had a long distance between the two parts that we had to string it, and so we wanted to make sure we had enough twine. And then they had these huge rolls of twine in Target at the Dollar Tree, or in Target in the cheap spot, not really dollar spot, but you know what I'm talking about, the discount bins when you walk into Target. And so we had invested in some really huge balls of twine and clothespins, decorative clothespins, all of which we really didn't need as many as we thought. Plus we were stringing the signs for the guest book and all that kind of stuff. So we were wanting a lot of twine. Also, this is a nice way to do it without having to use the brads and make those little round closures, you know, that sometimes we do with the little circle and the brad in the middle, and then you're trying to wind things around it. This makes it so you don't have to do that. You can just do it this way. So use your book pages, use your printables, use whatever, and see what you come up with. Because I think you could do a lot of things with this project. So quote of the day while I'm busy trying to assemble that. So I have a good one here. I'm just going to read it off to you while I try to put this thing together in the interest of time. It's a quote from David Thomas. The only David Thomas I know of is the guy that started Wendy's, but I'm sure that this is a different one, I suspect. I would guess. Unselfish and noble actions are the most radiant pages in the biography of souls. Ooh, that's deep. Let me read that again right after I punch this thing. Oh, that's crooked. Here we go. Unselfish and noble actions are the most radiant pages in the biography of souls. Maybe I'll take a screenshot of that and just show it up there for you. Okay. I have no idea. I'm like totally guessing on how much length I need for this. This is probably way more than I need, but on the other hand, we want to make sure it wraps around. And I have a lot of twine, so just use what you have, use the pages you have. Go in the style you want. But yeah, I just really thought these would be great for handing out with my journals. Just another cute way to say thank you, and actually super fast to assemble, as you can see. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. If you haven't liked this video yet, please go down there and hit the thumbs up. And remember to subscribe if you haven't. And click the notification bell if you want to get notifications about what I'm doing and when I'm doing them. What was the other thing? Oh yes, and share my channel. Remember, to share is to care. There we go. I kind of like the tails long on that one. So here's what we wound up with. Let's make sure I'm in the shot. There's that one, that one, that one, that one, and the two littles. There's our Roxy's weekly challenge, combining 6 and 7 fun document holders, or in this case, just fun book page holders, fun portfolio pouch is what I consider it to be, that you can hand out as happy mail, or you can hand out as gifts and include with your journals if you want to, any of those things. So I hope you guys are having a great week. Remember to be inspired and do something creative today, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye-bye now.